So the Democrats are immensely weak. They're already plotting a preemptive surrender and concession in a fight that hasn't happened yet, and in fact is years in the future. Watch this.
Markey, if the shoe and when the shoe is on the other foot, do you expect Democrats to reinstitute the 60-vote rule? Can they, if it's such an important aspect to the Senate and confirming Supreme Court justices?
Well, when the Democrats return to the majority and capture the presidency, which we will, that day is going to arrive, we will restore the 60-vote margin. We will ensure that for the Supreme Court, there is that special margin that any candidate has to reach, because that is essential to ensuring that our country has a confidence in those people who are nominated, rather than just someone who passes a litmus test.
Okay, that was Ed Markey, a Democratic senator. That's one of the saddest things I've ever seen. Now, you might say, well, this is a one-off thing. It's just one Democrat saying it, and it's in passing, and whatever. No. Chris Coons of Delaware said it. I think Chuck Schumer hinted at it. It's a thing. There's a bunch of them who are going, no, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to bring back the 60-vote threshold. So let me get this straight. Justice Scalia dies, what, with a year left in Obama's time in office? A year. Almost a full year. And so Obama says, okay, I'm going to do my job and appoint the next Supreme Court justice. We're going to go with Merrick Garland. Now, Merrick Garland was already an olive branch or a fig leaf or whatever the thing is that means you're looking out for the other side. He gives that to the Republicans by saying, Merrick Garland, a very centrist-y kind of judge. You know, he's got some real questionable votes when it comes to due process of law, you know, like Guantanamo Bay. He kind of sided with the conservatives on that. When criminal justice, he kind of sides with conservatives. Money in politics, he kind of sides with conservatives. He's just better on, like, social issues. He's progressive. He's liberal. But, like, this is like the exact kind of justice that Republicans should want a Democrat to pick. So Obama does that in typical Obama fashion. I went off because I was like, why would you preemptively just put somebody progressive and push, fight? But he picks somebody they'd like, and then they go, no, we're not going to have it. And the Democrats are like, what are you talking about? We got, over 300 days left in his time in office. What does that mean? I mean, we're not going to, we don't care. We're against him. So not only were they against him, they didn't even have a preliminary hearing. Like, there's a few steps before they get approved. They said, we're not even having a hearing. So it's not like they had a hearing and then eventually they got to a vote and they voted him down. They just said, no, we're not even going to hear him. That's it. We're just not going to allow it. They more than doubled the record for obstruction for Supreme Court justice. That's incredible. So then Trump gets elected and Trump fills the vacancy. First of all, the Democrats immediately, okay, let's have a hearing like tomorrow. Great. Totally cool. We're not weak bitches. Okay, we're having a hearing tomorrow. So they have the hearing. Obviously he clears the hurdles. It gets to the Senate. The Democrats band together enough to the point where they say, okay, we're going to filibuster him because it's a 60-vote threshold to get through. He would need 60 votes to get through. And so Mitch McConnell goes, that's cute. We're just going to get rid of the filibuster. I mean, think about that. Like, this is how the Republicans play. Hey, when we're in charge, I'll blow up the system. I'll do whatever. I'll twist arms. I'll cheat. I'll do whatever to get through and to win here. So that's what they do. Say, okay, so he got through with, 54 votes or so? He wouldn't have got through if it was the 60-vote threshold. And by the way, the Democrats, it's not like they didn't have any options then. If I were the Democrats, I would have done, there's a comment period before you vote on it. So I would have said, okay, we're just going to keep talking and not shut up. And it's basically an unofficial filibuster at a time when you're not supposed to do it. Which makes it even better, because then you get more press, you get more attention, and you could get your talking points through more because you hammer them home. And you say, hey, here's the problem, and then you list them off. He wanted a trucker to freeze to death in his vehicle when management told him, hey, stay there, but he needed to move in order to survive. He's against euthanasia in all cases, even if you're terminally ill and you want to die and your family's around you and you want to go peacefully. He sided with management over labor almost all the time. Get your talking points ready, go out there and hammer them. The Democrats didn't do that. But now, after the Republicans have sufficiently spit in the face of the Democrats, slapped them across the face, bent them over their knee, and shoved a broomstick up their ass, the Democrats go, "May I have another one, please?" Because they say, as soon as we get back in power, we're going to bring back the 60-vote threshold. So they get to jam through whoever they want when they're in control. And then when you're in control, you bias the rules in favor of them even more. If they want to play by these rules, you go, okay, let's play by these rules. And then when you're in control, you jam it down their throat. Say, oh, we just appointed Noam Chomsky to the Supreme Court. Have a nice day. But of course they're not going to do it. Number one, they don't believe in a guy like Noam Chomsky. They're not actual progressives. They're corporate Democrats. So they're a joke, and they're a shell of what the Democratic Party used to be. But also, I mean, they're just, all they do is concede. That's all they have in them. That's all they have. They're weak. They concede. They think, the nicer I am to them, the more it'll work out. No. So they screw you over. They change the rules to bias it in favor of them. And then when you get in power, you go, yes, now we are also going to bias it in favor of you. So whenever there's a Republican president, we get a far-right justice. Whenever there's a Democratic president, we get, at best, a centrist justice. So there's never a progressive, there's never a liberal. JusticeDemocrats.com. You got to be sick of this. If you're not sick of this, then just face it. What you are is you're maybe a centrist or center-right corporate kind of person. You're not a progressive. You're not a liberal. No progressive, no liberal could look at this and go, that's right. I agree 100%. The Republicans get whatever they want. When the Democrats get in power, they make it even harder for them to succeed. For them, meaning the Democrats, to succeed. So Republicans bias it in favor of Republicans. Democrats get in there and bias it in favor of Republicans.